The first thing I heard was my mother's laugh. Soft, proud, familiar. I was halfway down the hallway, carrying a box of old tax files I'd finally decided to shred, when her voice slid through the cracked bedroom door like a blade. "So," she asked, sugar thick, "how was your date, dear?" I stopped. The box tilted in my hands. Paper edges cut into my palm. My wife's voice followed. Warm, relaxed. The voice she used when she thought she was safe. "He's attentive," she said. "Listens. Doesn't sulk." My mother hummed approval. "And," she pressed, "is he a better lover than my loser son?" There was a pause. Then my wife laughed. "Yes, Mom," she said. "And thank you for setting us up." Something inside me went very still. No ringing, no explosion, just a clean internal click, like a door locking from the outside. I set the box down without a sound and backed away, each step deliberate, controlled. My reflection in the hallway mirror looked calm, almost curious. I remember thinking how interesting it was that betrayal didn't feel hot. It felt surgical. I didn't confront them. I went to work the next morning, kissed my wife's cheek, asked my mother if she wanted coffee, listened to their voices overlap like a well-rehearsed duet. Denial tried to rise. It failed. Too many details lined up too neatly now. The sudden girls' nights, my mother's new protectiveness of my wife, the way they'd exchange glances when I entered a room as if checking their masks. I replayed the moment in my head, slow and precise. Not to torture myself, to study it. By the end of the week, I had phone records, shared locations, calendar invites that didn't belong to me, a dinner reservation under a name my mother used when she didn't want to be recognized. I watched, I waited. At night, lying beside my wife, I listened to her breathing and felt nothing. No grief, no anger. Just an expanding sense of clarity. They hadn't just betrayed me, they'd replaced me. And they'd done it together. The confirmation arrived on a Tuesday afternoon. A message forwarded from my mother's tablet. She'd forgotten. She synced it to the home Wi-Fi. A thread I was never meant to see. The confirmation arrived on a Tuesday afternoon. A message forwarded from my mother's tablet. She'd forgotten. She synced it to the home Wi-Fi. A thread I was never meant to see. Plans, intimacy, mockery. A line from my wife, casual and cruel. "He's so easy to manage. You raised him obedient." I read it once. Then again. Then I closed the tablet. That evening, I placed a small envelope on my wife's side of the bed. Not dramatic, not obvious, just waiting. Inside was a USB drive and a single sheet of paper. No note, no explanation. I packed a bag quietly. Clothes, documents, the old watch my father left. Me, my mother never liked it. I left the house without saying goodbye. When my wife found the envelope, she screamed. I wasn't there to hear it. But my phone rang an hour later. My mother, panicked, breathless, her voice cracked. "How could you do that to her?" I pictured her pacing the kitchen, hands shaking, control finally slipping. "You recorded us," she whispered. "You sent it to her lawyer, to mine." I said nothing. "She's ruined," my mother said. "Her reputation, our family, I repeated softly. Silence. "You set her up," I continued. "You asked the question. You enjoyed the answer. You're my son," she said, pleading now. "We're family." I ended the call. Days passed. Divorce papers followed. Resignations, explanations no one believed. I didn't gloat. I didn't attend the fallout. I watched from a distance as carefully constructed lives collapsed under the weight of their own arrogance. They wanted a confrontation. They didn't deserve one. On my last night in the city, I stood in a rented apartment. Window open, the sound of traffic below. I felt lighter than I had in years. Not healed, unburdened. They taught me something valuable. That loyalty means nothing to people who confuse control with love. I turned off my phone, left it on the table, and walked out. Some families break you. Some betrayals set you free. I didn't lose them. I finally saw them.